2 hours ago, the White House was a war room. Trump's national security team gathered in the West Wing. The president worked from the Oval Office dining room all day, receiving updates. No press conference, no formal statement from the Pentagon, no public comment from the president beyond a brief, evasive answer to a reporter who asked what would happen if the missing crew member was harmed. We hope that's not going to happen. 36 hours earlier, Trump told the nation in his primetime address, "They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their radar is 100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force." On Friday, April 3rd, day 35 of Operation Epic Fury, Iran shot down a US F-15E Strike Eagle over Iranian territory, struck a US A-10 Warthog attack aircraft, forcing it to crash in Kuwait, and hit 2 US Black Hawk helicopters conducting search and rescue operations, and left 1 American crew member unaccounted for somewhere inside Iran. While Iranian state television broadcast appeals for locals to shoot them if you see them, and a regional governor offered a bounty for the crew. It was the single most damaging day for American air power since the war began on February 28th. It happened 36 hours after the president told the nation Iran's air defenses were 100% destroyed. That contradiction between the official narrative and the operational reality is what every government, every military analyst, and every pilot currently flying over Iran is now processing. The full sequence. What happened hour by hour on Friday? The sequence of events on Friday unfolded across several hours and compounded with each development. In the F-15E Strike Eagle, a 2-seat multi-role fighter believed to be based out of RAF Lakenheath in the United Kingdom, was shot down by Iranian forces over southwestern Iran. Both crew members ejected. U.S. Special Forces located 1 crew member, the pilot, and conducted a combat rescue operation that extracted him alive from Iranian territory. The second crew member, the weapons systems officer, remained missing as of Friday evening. The House Armed Services Committee was notified by the Pentagon that the status of the second crew member is not known. An A-10 Thunderbolt II, the slow, heavily armored close air support aircraft known as the Warthog, and originally designed for Cold War anti-tank operations and now used extensively in the Iran conflict against Iranian fast boats and coastal positions, was struck by Iranian fire near the Strait of Hormuz while supporting operations in the area. The pilot navigated the damaged aircraft out of Iranian territory before ejecting into Kuwaiti airspace. The A-10 crashed and was destroyed. The pilot was rescued and is alive. The 2 Black Hawk helicopters dispatched to conduct search and rescue operations for the F-15E crew were both struck by Iranian fire. One of the helicopters was hit while carrying the rescued F-15 pilot, taking small arms fire from Iranian civilians on the ground. Video, verified by NBC News, showed. The helicopter landed safely. Crew members aboard were injured and received medical treatment. An Iranian state media broadcast video of men in white shirts and black pants jumping from a car in a field in southwestern Iran and firing automatic rifles at low-flying U.S. helicopters. By the end of Friday, the total count was 1 F-15E destroyed over Iran, 1 crew member rescued, 1 crew member's status unknown, 1 A-10 destroyed in Kuwait, 1 A-10 pilot rescued, 2 Black Hawks hit, multiple crew members injured, and Iran's state broadcaster urging its population to shoot at any U.S. aircraft and capturing any surviving American aviators. Radar 100% annihilated. The sentence that defines this war now. The specific claim Trump made 36 hours before these events is now the most cited sentence in the war. Their radar is 100% annihilated. It appeared in his primetime address Wednesday night. As it was reported by every major outlet, it was the sentence military analysts used to explain why markets initially rallied on the speech, not because he announced an end to the war, but because complete radar annihilation implies complete air superiority, which implies diminishing risk. Iran's successful downing of the F-15E, using what Tehran called a new advanced air defense system, directly contradicts that claim. If radar is 100% annihilated, the aircraft that shot down the F-15E was operating blind. Either the radar was not 100% annihilated, or Iran had a targeting system that does not depend on the radar infrastructure the US destroyed. Both interpretations are operationally significant. Neither is consistent with the primetime narrative. Retired Lieutenant General David Deptula, the dean of the Mitchell Institute for Aerospace Studies, chose his words carefully. High-end combat against a capable integrated air defense system is never risk-free. That sentence from a retired four-star who supports the operation implicitly contradicts the president's claim that Iran has no anti-aircraft equipment. A capable integrated air defense system is by definition anti-aircraft equipment. Iranian Parliament Speaker Ghalibaf posted on X, "After defeating Iran 37 times in a row, this brilliant no-strategy war they started has now been downgraded from regime change to, hey, can anyone find our pilots, please?" Wow, what incredible progress! And absolute geniuses. The mockery was brutal precisely because the underlying facts are not in dispute. One US crew member is missing on Iranian soil, while the administration that launched the war, claiming it would last 4 days, is now in its 5th week, with no exit plan. What Friday changes? The hostage variable, the attend signal, and the non-answer. The strategic consequences of Friday's events extend beyond the immediate search and rescue operation. A missing American military crew member inside Iranian territory creates a hostage dynamic that did not exist before Friday. Iran has not confirmed capturing the second crew member. The status remains unknown. But the possibility, and the public bounty offer, from an Iranian regional governor introduces a negotiating variable that was not present when Zarif published his foreign affairs blueprint 24 hours earlier. A captured American pilot changes every calculation about how quickly and on what terms this war can end. The A-10 loss has a separate strategic dimension. The US military announced this week it planned to double its A-10 presence in the Middle East, citing the aircraft's effectiveness against Iranian fast boats and coastal military positions, exactly the capabilities that matter most for any potential Karg Island operation or Hormuz clearance mission. Losing an A-10 to Iranian fire on the same day the Pentagon is expanding the A-10 fleet in theater is not catastrophic, but it is data. Iran can still hit the aircraft being positioned for the war's next phase. The Black Hawk incidents add a third dimension. Search and rescue operations, the most morally non-negotiable military mission, the one that requires immediate response regardless of risk, were themselves targeted by Iranian fire, both from military air defense systems and from Iranian civilians on the ground. The video of men in white shirts firing rifles at low-flying US helicopters is not a military threat in the conventional sense. It is a signal about the environment any potential ground operation would enter. Trump was asked directly what the US would do if the missing pilot was harmed. He said, "We hope that's not going to happen." He declined further comment. That non-answer from a president who has threatened to bomb Iran back to the Stone Ages, who said the military hasn't even started destroying what's left, is the clearest indication yet of how much Friday's events complicated the war's trajectory. 3 days ago, Trump told the nation, "We have all the cards, they have none." 2 days ago, he said the US military hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. 1 day later, an F-15E is on the ground inside Iran. A crew member is missing, and the national security team is gathered in the West Wing, while the president works from the dining room and declines to answer questions about what happens if his pilot gets hurt.